What is up, beautiful people? What is going on? Captain Herndo, we got Real Fam on YouTube. What a beautiful evening. You know, I actually previously recorded this video in my garage. And just got done with a bottom fishing trip today, and I'm just like, you know what? I want to record this video here so you guys can just see what we're working with out here. I mean, it does not get better than this out here, man. It is so beautiful. We had so many guys today cancel their charters because they said that it was going to be too rough offshore. Ended up being beautiful. So, stinks for all them, but, you know, kind of is what it is. Everyone tries to make the best decisions they can for their customers and guests, and I just happened to look at it and realize that, you know, I think it's going to get better as the day goes on, and I was right. So what an amazing day. We got some footage of that from today. We're going to include that in this video. You'll see some of our bottom fishing action, our rigs in action. We got the Lundquist family on the video today, and they had an absolute blast. They had an amazing time. That's their words, not mine, by the way. So anyways, I wanted to tie up some of these rigs so I can just redo this video and show you guys that. So anyways, here we go. So my bottom fishing rigs, okay, I'll show you a picture of that box from my previous recording in my garage, but basically Gamakatsu Octopus 5/0 hook. Okay, it's going to be a slant shank. Okay, I like these better with the hookup. When you're hooking them up, you get just a better hookup ratio. So yes, if you don't keep the rod tight the entire time, if you slack it at all, like as you're reeling, if you drop it at all, that fish could come off. So there is a high possibility for that. But you keep the line tight as you're reeling, okay, you won't have that trouble. I'm gonna go over my bottom fishing gear just so you guys see. So I use a Shimano Torium 20 PG, that's a power gear, okay. Gear ratio on this guy's 4.6 to 1. Okay, great reels. We have caught some big giant 10-foot sharks on these little tiny reels. It's amazing. It's paired with a Shimano Talevera BW. Okay, it's going to be a 7-foot 20 to 40 pound line weight heavy medium fast action rod. 7 foot, so it'll fit in your car, you know, in your truck without being super long. It's got a great action tip, great feel, so you can feel that bite when you're here and you're locked and loaded and you're ready to reel. You feel that tick pull, boom, you're sitting there reeling and you're good to go. So I love this setup, especially for my fishing charter, because they are a little expensive, but they're not the most expensive rod and reel out there. So I want to say these reels are $3.99. I want to say the rod was either $1.99 or $2.99, I can't remember, but I'll put all that information in the description down below. You'll have the links to Shimano, you'll have the links for the gear that I'm using, so that way you guys have all this information. So first thing I do, I usually set up my rods in the back like this when we're going bottom fishing. I've got my, you can see here, I've got the camera clipped onto my rod holders in the back here, okay? And in the morning when I'm rigging, when the customers, you know, are on their way in, whatever we got going on, I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready to start rigging. I'll grab my lines, pull them out. Cut off the old stuff and add the new stuff. Trusty old Cuda scissors. These ones are a little rusty. Need to get some new ones, but they still work. They got a hook cutter right there. You can put a hook shank right in that little slit there and cut hooks off. Great scissors. I love Cuda brand. All right, so I'm gonna go over my line setups on these reels. Okay, on these reels I run 50-pound braid, okay, to a 30-foot 50-pound top shot of mono. Okay, I like Andes mono. I absolutely swear by Andes. Okay, and then that top shot comes here to a swivel. It's nothing fancy, just a swivel. Okay, and I do a polymer knot. These GoPros are not very good for looking at something close, so I apologize if it's super blurry, but that's going to be a polymer knot there on the end, and I'm going to show you guys how to tie that. I've actually got that clip from when I did that in my garage, so I will add that polymer knot clip right here. Pinch the one in. Gonna feed it through the swivel, okay, and you're gonna pull it through enough to be able to wrap it around and tie it. Now, an important part is you want this line side by side. Very important. You do not want this line to wrap around itself as you tighten it. Okay, if it does it right now, it's fine, but it makes it a little more difficult to kind of get it out later. So basically, you're gonna take this line, loop it around the tag and the main line, okay, and then pull it back through. Okay, this tag end's getting kind of wrapped up here. So once you do that, it's going to create a loop, and then you're going to put this back, the swivel back through that loop and over the top. Now you want that last loop to be up high. You do not want it to sink back down on here, okay? And as you pull this tight, okay, it's going to cinch. See how this is starting to cross over? You don't want that to cross. You want them side by side. So as you pull, you see everything just cinch down on there, okay? Just like that. And that top loop right there, it's gonna cinch down on that eyelet. Just like that, okay? You wanna give it a really hard pull to lock itself down on there, okay? Now this will continue to tighten as you hook up to a fish. And so because of that, you wanna cut this tag, but you wanna leave it a little long. Okay, I typically cut it 1/4 to 1/2 inch tag on there. Okay, so you'll see here, usually leave a little bit of tag, okay, because it'll continue to cinch, and you do not want this tag end to get pulled back through that knot. So after you tie that polymer knot to this swivel, okay, we're going to take your leader, and this is a new mono that I started using. It's called Andes Monster, and it's a blue color. It's kind of weird because it's blue. I don't know. It's okay. I'm really a clear guy myself, but I wanted to try this Andes Monster, and we had good success with it today. I'll be honest. I mean, we had some pretty big sharks on, and we lost them just like we lost the clear. Did I notice a big difference with it being stronger? I'll be honest, I really didn't. And I mean, I do like the clear a lot, but this blue looks cool, so I don't know. So anyways, what we do here is we take our swivel, okay? You'll notice this rod is just kind of bending back there because I'm trying to show you guys on this camera what I'm doing, okay? And I'm gonna stick this leader, this mono, right through the hole of that swivel, okay? I'm gonna pull out probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 inches or so. And I'm gonna grab it. And when I grab it, I'm gonna grab also this swivel so it doesn't spin with the line on it, so the line doesn't go through. And what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start wrapping it, okay? Start wrapping this line. We're gonna wrap, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? Once you grab it, okay, you're gonna feed it back through, not the eye of the swivel, right above that, you've got a loop there in your mono, you're gonna feed it through there, okay, and then you're gonna feed it back through there, just like that. Now I take this tag as I tighten this knot. Now this knot would be good to wet, okay, I would usually wet this knot. Kind of helps it to slide. As we're cinching that knot down, okay? We got a beautiful knot right there that ain't going nowhere. And we just cut this tag. Boom. Okay? Beautiful. All right. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie what's called a dropper loop. All right, now I want you guys to pay attention to this because it can be a little tricky if you haven't done it before, so I get it. But the way I do it is I'll put my hand at the swivel and I'll take out about 1 foot of line, okay? And maybe 1.5 feet. And what I'll do is I'll wrap it. I'll bring my right hand underneath my left hand and that creates a loop. I grab that loop with my pinky here and this loop with my pinky while I'm holding the main line, and I'll grab the main line with that same pinky. See that? Just like that. Now you've got these 2 parallel lines and one on the bottom. The parallel lines, okay, on the top, I stick my finger in and I start twisting. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Once I've reached 8 times, okay, you take your finger out, you're gonna go back in through the top, reach in and grab that line that's down there on the bottom. Okay, that line on the bottom I'm gonna hold with my tongue. Okay, I don't wanna grab it with my teeth, I don't wanna pinch this line. This is the line that the hook is going on. Okay, and I don't want this super, super long, okay? And as I grab it with my tongue, I'm pulling the main line, the top of the main line and the bottom of the main line, I'm pulling it while I'm holding that with my tongue there, this tag piece. Okay, that's where the hook's gonna go. Now that I've got the knot started there, I'm gonna wet both ends and continue my cinch. Watch what happens. See how that cinches down? Now this knot will not go anywhere, okay? It's not gonna slide up, it's not gonna slide down. When this pulls, it won't pull the knot through, okay? You've got a very secure dropper loop, is what that is called, a dropper loop. Now I'm gonna tie a second one, okay? Exact same thing, okay? I'm gonna put my hand now, instead of up on the swivel, I'm gonna put it on that knot, right above that knot, okay, that I just made. 1.5 feet of line, right hand under the left, same thing. Line side by side, and I'm gonna start wrapping. Got my finger in here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm gonna stick in again through here, grab that bottom line, pull it through just a little bit. Okay, that line starts to tighten. I'm gonna wet it. And then I'm gonna cinch it. Okay, now that knot is complete. That's where my second hook is gonna go. Now I'm gonna tie an overhand knot, basically with a loop, okay? And this is how most people do their dropper rigs. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I don't want to criticize the way other people do things. I mean, hey, if it works for you, great. But this is not a very good knot. This knot will come loose. but not if you have a weight, because the weight is only like, you know, 6 to 10, 12 ounces when you're bottom fishing. So it's not that big of a deal. But if I were to pull on that overhand loop knot that I just did, if I were to pull this main line here and here, this knot will completely come out and that will completely come off. And I'll show you what that looks like here, just so you can see I'm not lying to you. Cut that tag. Okay, so that's my loop for my weight. I've got the loop, the bottom hook, my top hook. I've got the bottom knot that I did, that's called an improved clinch knot. I've got the polymer knot, swivel, super secure rig. I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a second. But first, let me show you this overhand knot. I want to show you this overhand knot real quick. And what happens to this overhand knot when people tie their drop loops like this, okay? Again, I'm not knocking anybody, just want to show you, okay? So you're like, hey, I'm going to tie my dropper loop. So you take your line, you grab it, okay, just like this, and you do an overhand loop. You create a loop, and then you pass this back through. That's what I do for my weight, okay? Now, I've tied this really tight, okay? That's super, super tight, okay? So you take that loop now, you fold this in, you put your hook on it, you put your bait on there, you get offshore, you go to fish, and guess what's gonna happen here, okay? You've got a fish pulling super, super hard on that bottom hook, and maybe this is your top hook, okay? Guess what happens here if you've got a good fish on this hook? I want to show you, so you don't think I'm lying to you. Watch this. Watch this hook. Watch it. Ready? Where did the hook? Where did that loop go? Oh my gosh! Where did it go? It disappeared because it pulled out. Okay? Don't tie your dropper loops like that. I'll show you one more time, just so you guys see a dropper loop. Okay? Dropper loop again. Okay? Right foot and a half a line. Right hand under the left. You got 2 parallel lines on the top, you got 1 on the bottom. Okay, finger in, twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reach in, grab that line on the bottom. Okay, once you got that line on the bottom, pull it up, grab it with your mouth. Wet it, and pull that joker tight. There you go. Dropper loop. Now guess what happens when this gets pulled this way and this way? That's not going to come out. Your line will break before that loop comes out. Okay? So remember that. Dropper loop. Replay this video if you got to see it again. Okay? Alright, for those of you guys who are asking, well, how does he put the hooks on that loop? I don't understand that part. Let me show you. So you grab that first dropper loop that we made, you grab the line, I run my fingers through it just like that, grab the hook, pinch the line with your fingers and just kind of feed it through the hole there, just like that, and you take that loop and open it. Now this is just sliding, the hook is sliding freely on here. I'm going to take that hook and wrap it just like this through. Once I wrap it through, I pull it to the top and just pull it. That's it. Okay, so now that hook is secure on there. Watch again on the bottom. This is the bottom one. Just like that. Pull the loop to the top, cinch it down. Okay, let me show you what I do here now. So now I reel up the slack in my reel. Okay, will put these hooks on each other, just like that. And I will put my weight side around the handle, not on anything sharp, no edges that are sharp. I don't want my mono to get cut. I'll put it around the reel, the actual reel seat itself, see that? And then I'll reel it tight. Not super, super tight, just tight enough. Okay, the reason I do this is so these don't hook customers in the head while we're underway, okay? And I don't run with weights on my reels because they beat your reels up. I want to preserve my reels as long as possible. I want them to last, okay? And that's the way you do it when you're running, okay? Same thing here, same thing here, same thing here. Unfortunately, nothing I can do about this one because I have to tie a complete new mono on there. Actually, that's a good time to show you guys how to tie an FG knot. Let me do that real quick. So on our charter today, we got sharked, big shark. He was probably, I don't know, 8-10 foot on these little tiny reels. So it was a lot of work. And our guest, you know, it wasn't his fault. He got spooled, not all the way spooled, but pulled 30 foot of the mono out, my top shot basically, and we lost it. So when that happens, I'm going to show you guys how to tie an FG knot, which will connect your braid to your mono. All right, so here we go. You guys ready? I'll show you what this looks like before it gets dark. So you take your braid, okay, and you're going to take your pinky and lay it across your pinky like that and put your thumb on it, okay? And I usually leave a tag in, okay? And what I'll do is I'll wrap it around until I can't pull that braid off. So, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 times, something like that. Okay? Then what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your mono. This is 50-pound Andes clear. So, mono across, 50-pound braid, 50-pound Andes clear mono, okay? You lay it on the top like a cross, okay? Doesn't matter if you go down or up. I usually go up. I started the other one down. Okay, you make that. Then you go down and around. Okay. Then we go up. Then we go down. Okay. Sometimes you gotta pull it so that it lines around the top. Up, down, up, down. Something that will help actually is if you angle it to where the line kind of goes like this with a V, the main line and this line that's wrapped around your pinky. That usually helps me. Up, down. Alright, so when you've done it like 40 times, okay, I usually end on the same side that I've started my knot with. I do an overhand knot. I will go over the line, okay? I'll go over the top, make sure your line follows, okay? And then I put the tag in through this loop. And I will pull this knot very, very carefully onto the very, very top, locking it in place. All right, sorry guys, got a phone call. It's getting real dark, so we need to finish this. So anyways, all right, so I did that overhand loop knot. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna tighten this knot, okay? And you gotta be really careful with this braid because this braid will literally fillet your hand wide open. So I usually wrap it around my sleeve, okay? And this long knot here, you're gonna wet that, okay? And then you're gonna cinch this tight. As you cinch it tight, it will start to, just like a Chinese finger trap, it's gonna bite onto that mono. Okay. And once it bites onto there, it ain't going nowhere. Okay. So we'll finish this knot with a double overhand. Okay, so just like that single one we just did, the only thing I'm going to do different is I'm going to pull it around Okay, when I go through here, I'm gonna pass it through here twice. I'm gonna go once through, and then loop it back around and go twice through. Just like that. And then same thing, as I'm pulling this knot tight, I'm doing it real slow. I wanna make sure it grabs on the top. Sometimes you get a little tiny loop like that. You just pull that guy through there. Just like that. And that'll cinch down on the top. We're gonna clip our tags. Tagging's clipped, okay? Then basically we count out 30 foot of top shot. Then we continue on with the tying of the swivel and the tying of the leader, the chicken rig, and so on. And you guys got that part. So thank you from beautiful Florida. There's a beautiful Florida sunset. Yeah, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. If you liked it, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. That helps us. We appreciate you guys. We're going to continue putting these videos out. As you can see, the sun has now set and it is dark. And my wife is calling me. So that means I must go home. You guys don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Just kidding. All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you guys so much. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Comment below. Thank you guys. Later.